Yeah, I'm
There
pretty
you
sure
go.
it's streaming. There
Oh,
we go.
Jerome. Jerome
Hi,
is in the chat.
Jerome.
Oh, buddy. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, I don't
Manitou,
understand
South
the.
London.
Oh, yep.
It's a Wisconsin thing.
Oh, is it? Cool, cool, cool.
Yeah, yeah.
I have no idea, but it sounds hilarious.
Thanks for being here, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you all for tuning in. All right, I am hitting live on Instagram. And yep, Instagram's gone live.
Yeah. I don't have Instagram. I know, I'm really behind the eight ball. I'm kind of scared of
Oh, it's
Instagram. I
okay.
think I need to dip my toe in maybe. I'm thinking about it, thinking about it.
Yeah. It's look, it's a funny world though, because I can get into Instagram and YouTube, but people are telling me you should go to TikTok. That's where it's all at. I'm like,
I don't know
no,
about that either.
not my thing.
Nah.
Sorry for you TikTokers out there, but yeah, that's
I
just
think it's a great platform, but yeah, I find if I have too many socials going on, it's just too much.
way too much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right.
Yep.
Well, formal introductions. Welcome, guys, to the two viewers who are watching right now.
Yay.
Thank you all for tuning in for this wonderful live stream. And this week's big fat yarn, I'm joined by this lovely Aussie gal, the Alicia, goes under the handle the Baroness of Beef. So Aussie connections.
Yes.
Always lovely to connect with my fellow Aussies and anyone else that wants to join in my channel, my small little YouTube channel. So I just want to say thank you so much and thank you for your precious time.
It's my absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be a awesome time, I reckon, because what I like to do in these live streams, I like to start things off with a little game, if that's all right. Yeah. So
Love
these are
games.
gonna be
Bring it.
some quick fire questions. And I try to make it interesting. I've tried to make it interesting anyway, so hopefully
Should I be
these are also
prepared or scared?
these. Oh, look, you know what? Let's keep it even more interesting. Let's give you 5 seconds for each question.
Oh, okay.
So it really is going to be quick fire.
Yeah.
All right. So this little game is basically you're gonna pick out of two answers. You're gonna keep one, the
Yep.
other one goes forever. All right.
Okay.
So like for example, this is not, and it'll be related to like low carb, keto, carnivore. Yeah, no. So for example, like apples and bananas. That's yeah.
Okay.
All right. First one: bacon or eggs?
To keep?
To keep. Yeah, to keep.
Eggs.
Oh, mad. I like that answer. All right.
100%.
100%. Okay. May I ask why? By the way.
Because eggs are bomb. They're like, I
Yeah.
eat so many of them. Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
If you let
I'm
me,
so
I would eat.
surprised
Oh, really?
because I see everyone on the whole, the bacon gang in social media. Everyone loves, bacon. But every time I ask this question, everyone always goes with eggs. So
Ah, yeah. Don't get me wrong. I love bacon. I had a piece of bacon today, but yeah, if you were like, it's one or the other, eggs will win hands down.
fair enough. All right. Chicken or seafood?
Seafood.
5. Ooh, seafood. That's an Aussie thing, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
Yeah. Salmon.
All right.
Hello. Prawns. Hello.
So you're not a fan of chicken?
Chicken's okay, but yeah, gosh, no. Give me that beautiful salmon any day of the week. Those omegas.
Yeah, no, I can't. Yeah, no, seafood's the bomb. Can't get rid of that.
Yeah.
Hmm. Lamb or pork?
Pork.
Wow.
And the reason that was so quick is that I
Yeah.
don't tolerate the protein of lamb. It makes me
Truly.
quite sick. Yeah, I love the
Wow.
taste of it. I loved it as a child, ate truckloads
Yeah.
of it, and I can make a really mean roast lamb. And then something happened in my adult years, and oh, it's not pretty. So yeah, pork, slow cooked
Pork.
pork belly. Mwah,
Oh,
mwah.
look, pork. You can't. I don't think you can go wrong with pork. That's the thing. Like, you can cook lamb really bad as well, but pork.
I think you can cook anything really bad, but yeah, yeah,
Oh, pork's very hard to cook. Like, I think pork just tastes amazing. But yeah, no, I agree.
yeah, it
Pork
does.
definitely. All right, let's see if I can make this a little bit more challenging. Ooh, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Ooh, that was quick.
Yeah.
Butter or
Oh gosh,
tallow?
yeah. Butter. Yeah,
Oh, tallow
100%. I
goes.
know.
All right, this
Yeah.
is probably the hardest one. Gym or social media?
Jim, is that hard?
Ah,
No.
that wasn't
Gosh,
hard?
no. No. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah,
It's such
yeah.
an easy
Social
pick for
media
me.
goes. Mm.
Yeah. Love social media, great tool, but if you were like, you can have this or this, oh my gosh, I will never ever give up the weightlifting, give up the gym. Never.
Yeah. Good stuff. I knew you'd choose that, by the way. All right. Couple more questions. These
Yep.
aren't the different style of questions. Um, who wins in an arm wrestle? Dr. Sean Baker or Dr. Anthony Chafee?
That's really hard. And I've only got 5 seconds. Sorry,
5.
Anthony, but Sean.
Sean.
Sean, I don't know. I
Oh,
just, I just see Sean like losing it, but I think it
yeah.
would be an epic battle to say the
You
least.
reckon? You
Yeah,
reckon? Oh,
yeah,
Anthony's got the age though. He's got age on his side. Because Sean's
that's
how old's Sean?
true. That's true. In his
Sean's about
50s, I believe.
50. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah,
Interesting.
I
All right.
think that would be like Clash of the Titans.
Hey, I've got two other Titans here. Um, Jerome Armstrong or Jonathan Griffiths?
Oh, no! They're both my really good friends.
I know. So
Can
you're
they?
gonna have to pick
Can
5 seconds. You don't have to answer it.
Can they tie?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's your answer. I'm not.
Yep, they tie.
They tie. Ooh.
Yeah, they're
Mm.
both amazing people and very strong human beings.
Yeah, that's a lol from Jerome. I don't know, Jerome. What do you think?
Yeah,
You reckon you can
Jerome,
take on Jonathan in
you
an
reckon
arm wrestle?
smack him down? What about you, Jonathan?
Is Jonathan on? Is he watching?
Maybe he went to
If you're
bed.
watching, hey, if you're watching, Jonathan, flick through a comment after the live if you're watching afterwards.
If you're still talking to me.
Yeah. Oh dear. Top 5 carnivore foods.
Oh, okay. Eggs, for sure. Ground
Mm-hmm.
beef,
Mm-hmm.
Scotch fillet or ribeye,
Ribeye, yep.
pork belly, picanha.
Oh
Yeah.
yes. Woo! I'm glad you included that
How
on the
good
list.
is it? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I was like, oh, it's between chuck and picanha. What do I choose? But oh man, that fat to protein ratio is just it's otherworldly.
Oh mate. Yeah, no, I think you pretty much got what I would pick in my top 5. So and last one, top 5 low carb, keto, or carnivore influences that will always sit up there for you.
The Baroness of Beef, no jokes. Um, who are the ones that really influenced me first? Bella, Steak and Butter Gal,
Yep.
Dr. Sean Baker,
Mm.
Anthony Chafee. I should put Jerome Armstrong and Jonathan Griffiths. But if we're thinking about the sort of the big ones that we all know, Dr. Ken Berry
Yeah.
and who's number 5? Oh, I can't think of a fifth. I'm like going through everyone on my YouTube that I watch that comes up in my feed.
Yeah.
I like Lily Kane as well.
Lily Kane.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of her
Yeah.
I haven't seen her for a long time now, actually.
Yeah, she's kind of fun, kind of quirky.
Yeah,
Puts
she
out some
is.
cool content. Yeah.
Love it, love it. Well, thank you for participating. I hope they were challenging enough.
No, that was fun. I was just like, whoa, put on the spot. No, but I love it.
Yeah, yeah. So that's my little quirk in my live streams. But look, I want to get to know you a little bit more, and I'm sure everyone does who are watching. I've heard your story, bits and pieces of it on different people's YouTube channels. But if you don't mind, just giving us a rundown of who Alicia is. How'd you come up with the name? The Baroness of Beef, and what it is that you do? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm Alicia and I like long walks on the beach. No, kidding. My name is Alicia. I am 43 years old and I'm from Australia, as you can tell by my accent, and from Jops as well.
Mm.
And I am currently studying to be a certified nutritionist who will work predominantly in the keto carnivore space, but I will consult everyone that comes across my path. Everyone is welcome.
That's
When
awesome.
my yeah, when my diploma comes through and I finally start consulting.
Mm.
So that's a really, really exciting part of my life. So pretty much my carnivore journey started on the 3rd of July of 2022. And
Oh wow.
yeah. So it's been almost 2 years. And a lot of people have probably heard this story, so I'll try and tell it in in a slightly different way.
Yeah.
Uh, the main reason that I transitioned into a carnivore diet or carnivore lifestyle is that, like everyone that kind of finds it, they're either looking to heal something or there's something going on with their health that they really want to address, and they probably feel like they're running out of options, whether
Mm.
that's medically, dietarily, a broad spectrum of things. And basically, I decided to try keto first, like a lot of us do. And the
Mm.
reason why I adopted keto was to look to treat pain. I lived in chronic
Mm.
pain. It was incredibly wearing on my physical and mental health. I have a condition called adenomyosis, which is a gynecological condition. A lot of
Mm.
people are like, I've never heard of that. What on earth is that? Everyone's heard of endometriosis. So basically, where that word, endometriosis, the tissue gets outside the uterine wall and grows in places that it shouldn't.
Mm.
Adeno is where it gets into the wall. So it's the same
Right.
kind of, yeah, it's the same kind of symptoms that you can get, excessively heavy bleeding, a very swollen, well, for me, very swollen uterus. It was really starting to destroy my quality of life. There were times
Mm.
where I would be bedridden. I lived on a lot of pain medication and largely opioid medication for a very long time, probably close to 10
Mm.
years. And that takes a toll on the body and
Mm.
does a lot of damage. And it wasn't sustainable. I was like, am I really going to live the rest of my life pretty much until I go into menopause? Because that's the only thing that really starts to see these symptoms recede. Or am I going to go the other route and have a hysterectomy? Because that's the only total
Yeah.
cure, is just to
Yeah.
completely remove everything. Adenomyosis, you cannot cure it. It will always be a part of me. But I really wanted to see if there was something I could do to treat the pain,
Mm.
because there
Mm.
was not only the opioids, there was CBD oil. CBD oil is amazing, and I think it's a
Mm.
wonderful tool. In
Mm.
Australia, it is unbelievably expensive,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
yeah. So paying $500 for 3 months, if I was lucky, of just the CBD oil was just not financially viable.
Mm. Mm.
So I was like, okay, I can't live on pain meds. There must be something else I can try and do. I had gone to hospital to talk about getting the hysterectomy, and at first the doctors seemed really sympathetic and really agreeable, and it was all going to happen. I was like, okay, great, this will be the fix. Um, and then the second time I went back to the clinic, it was like speaking to a bunch of different people that were incredibly dismissive of me, not empathic, trying to
Mm.
push another procedure on me that essentially would just cauterize tissue within the uterine wall. And I was like, I don't want any of this. I need to be in control of my own health.
Yep. Yep.
So off I went, feeling pretty disenchanted. But as we do, we start researching and looking at what's going on, and ketogenic diets kept coming up in line with endometriosis, adenomyosis, and I was like,
Yep. Yep.
okay, it's I don't find this too extreme. I can definitely sort of incorporate this into my lifestyle. This will be fun. Why not?
Yep.
So off I went, started keto, and did see a little bit of remission of the pain, and I was like, okay, cool. Still wasn't quite enough. I really thought that it might be the silver bullet, but it wasn't quite.
Mm-mm.
And I noticed that I was hungry all the time. It didn't matter how much I ate, I was just starving all the time. But what I was hungry for was sugar, and fake sugars, more to the point. So I stopped actually enjoying eating main meals, and all I wanted to do was eat dessert. I was literally just eating a main meal so I could have the dessert after it. And let me tell you, I am a wizard at making keto desserts. Like, I'm your gal.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I just spent my time making, like keto chocolate and keto puddings and all these magical things with different ingredients that we do. And something was just wrong. And the more I did that, the more I craved sugar. And I'd never seen myself as a sugar addict, but it was suddenly dawning on me that I was. So I was kind of thankful to keto for that. So I was like, I think I've actually had carb and sugar addiction going for far longer than I realized.
Yep. Yep.
So I was like, okay, all right, something's not working here. Yes, I'm enjoying the food that I'm eating, but I don't feel like I'm getting much benefit from it. So I've got to try something else. What else can I do? The pain was starting to kick up again. The inflammation was happening. So I was like, right, okay, no more. Got to go deeper. So went back online, and carnivore just kept coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you thought this when you first saw it. I was like, that is mental. I
Yeah.
was like, that is
100%.
so extreme. Yeah. I was
Yeah.
like, no, no, no. How? How can you possibly just eat meat? Like, won't you get sick? Where does the nutrition come from? How
Yeah.
am I going to poo?
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I was just like, this is crazy. But the more I looked into it, and the more I was watching interviews with people like Michaela Peterson,
Yeah.
um, and just hearing that story, and I was like, there's something there. There's something really in there. And I was like, what if I just gave it a chance? What harm at this point could it possibly do? And I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. And everyone around me was just like, you're insane. I don't know why you would want to do this. I'm like, well, I'm going to do it for 7 days
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that's all I could commit to. And I thought that would
Mm-mm.
make me seem less mad to everyone around me. So I was like, 7 days. So I did it. And by the end of the week, I wasn't needing to take my pain medication
Wow, that quick.
that quick. And I actually just kind of went, oh, I haven't reached for the pill packets and I'm not doing the
Mm-mm.
things I normally do. And I was like, okay. And I was like, look, maybe this is a bit of a glitch in the matrix. Okay,
Mm.
sure. That was fun. I felt really good. I was
Mm.
like, but I want to have dessert again. So I dropped it and went back to keto, quick, smart. And of course, what do you think happened? All my problems started up again. And
Wow.
and there was this day where I was at a bus stop and I had a block of my favorite keto chocolate, and it was a
Mm-mm.
huge block. And I remember opening it, and I put two squares in my mouth, and then I put another two, and I was literally shoveling this stuff into my face. And I stopped, and I was like, I know what this is. This is addict behavior. And believe me, I know
Yeah.
I'm a recovering alcoholic. Like, you want to
Yeah.
talk
Yeah.
addiction? I got you. And I
Mm.
went, you were behaving like an addict. And I looked down at the packet, and there's a couple of squares left. And I was like, nah, enough now. Everything is telling you what you did in those 7 days. There was really something in there. I was like, right, I'm going to try it again. And I was like, this is a big commitment for me. But if the
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
thing happens again, that's
Mm-mm.
it. I cannot go back. So I did another 7 days of carnivore. And at the end of that 7 days, that was a point in my cycle where I should have been medicating to the hilt. No
Mm-mm.
medication. 2 years
Wow.
later, here we are.
Wow. Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
So like zero pain since that moment.
So there's pain and there's pain. There's normal
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
time of the month kind of stuff.
Yes, yes.
And that's pretty much what I deal with. Like any woman that has a nice, decent, regular cycle that doesn't cause them too many
Yeah.
issues, that's me now. Whereas it was excruciating pain. This is probably TMI, but just like huge
Yeah.
clots falling out of my body, bleeds that would
Wow.
would go on for 10 days. Um, that's completely changed now. Like I have a really regular cycle, minimal pain that would just be akin to the normal kind of
Mm-mm.
menstrual cramps. Yeah. So it's such a turnaround for me, and to have my life back, to have, you know, that element removed is just wow. What can I say?
Look, I'm still amazed, and I hear a lot of these stories, but every time I hear like a story like that, where you've completely, you know, ameliorated a symptom like pain,
Yeah.
you know, and have kept it at bay with just diet alone,
Yeah.
man. I still get
Yeah.
shocked. I don't know. It's amazing and well done. Honestly, that's it's so
Oh,
cool.
thank you. Yeah, it's you, and people are just like you must be, BSing. I'm like,
Yeah,
if it to me, I'm still flabbergasted. Like I look back and I'm like, if someone had told me about this way of eating
yeah,
years and years and years ago, and if my brain was ready to accept it, I would have leapt at it. It changed my life, and it
wow.
stopped me from having to go through a procedure that I didn't have to have.
Yeah, 100%. And that's you know, and who would have know? Who knows what the outcomes would have been with that
Yeah,
procedure, you know, and where
yeah.
you may have ended up. So you know, you definitely you're looking well, and you're definitely seem like you're thriving on the diet that you're currently on. So would you say
Yeah.
current like right now, what is your diet looking like?
I'm a pretty simple gal. I love
Yeah.
chuck, which I have a big pot of it ready to go for after the live stream.
Yeah, yeah.
I eat a lot of ground beef, a lot of eggs. I do
Mm,
have salmon, prawns, pork belly, picanha, when I
yeah.
can get to my amazing butcher.
Yeah.
I do have chicken on the odd occasion when I feel like it. I was really kind of just allowing myself to just have this like huge amount of variety in the beginning because I really felt like I needed it. And I think there was this fear that I'd be missing out on things. So I was just like, eat all the animal things that you possibly can. Like I was having loads of pork rinds and things like that. Um and now it's just, yeah, it's really same. And I'm so happy. Like people are like, you must be so bored. And I'm like, I am so content. I cannot tell you. It's the
Yeah.
strangest thing. I was all about you must have this array of variety. When I was eating standard Australian diet, you know,
Yeah.
there had to be at least 50 things going on the plate and a billion
Yeah.
colors and all these types of things. And now as a carnivore, it's basically what you've got a couple of colors. You've got white, yellow, red, brown. and 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 I'm so happy with that. Like if you were like you can only eat ground beef burger patties for the rest of your life, I'd be like, okay. Like I do not feel like I'm missing out on anything. And that's, one of the things that I love is that I know I can get up in the morning and just go to my
Mm,
fridge and it's not like this minefield of, oh, I've got all these different things to cook and what should I
yeah.
make for dinner for the rest of the week, and there's it just takes that guesswork out and the stress and the amount of hours that I used to spend meal prepping these elaborate
Yes.
meals because
Yeah.
I was like, I can't be bored. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it really changes on carnivore. Your
It
tastes really change, and I thought also in the beginning I was like, spices. I need to to
yeah.
to season everything. How can I go without it? And now
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
I do is salt my food, and that is it. So
That's
yeah,
so funny,
things
hey?
change. Yeah, yeah.
With the whole seasoning thing, I used to season the crap out of my food when I first started.
Yeah,
Honestly, like I was so scared that I would lose my palate,
yeah,
that I'd just get so bored. But now I look back, I thought the seasonings never really did add much to the flavor of the food in the first place. It added a
yeah,
little bit, but as
yeah,
you move along, like, and you start to get more deep into the carnivore lifestyle, you think, no, it's the beef that adds the flavor,
yeah. It's
majority
so
of the flavor.
beautiful just tasting the actual
Yeah,
meat. And
yeah.
at first I was just like, oh, that's no, that's boring. How could I possibly do that? But the more I did it, and it
Mm,
was just, yeah, it was like cutting out all the white noise. And that is no shade to anyone that loves to
yeah,
use seasonings. Go nuts. Like there are so
yeah,
many different variations of carnivory, which I love,
yeah.
which allows people to be able to access the diet and the lifestyle. And I think that's really important. And I know that there's hardcore people in every single kind of
Yep, it's a hot
dietary
topic.
camp. Yeah,
Yeah,
oh yeah. And it doesn't matter where you go, what you do, what you say, like everyone is going to have an opinion of what you choose to put
yeah,
in your mouth. But really, at the end of
yeah.
the day, are you happy? Are you healthy? Are you enjoying your food? Are you getting out of bed in the morning, out of pain? The mental health's good. You've
Mm.
had great sleep. You're achieving the things that you want to. That's far more important than you put some garlic on your steak. Like, who cares?
Oh yeah, that's it. No, give your carnivore cards back. You've fallen off the you're not a carnivore. Never was. No,
I see
I
it all the
hate the dogma.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think
Um,
we just need to be kinder to one another.
100%, 100%, and that's what I'm all about anyway. Now, we know each other mutually through our good friends Jerome and Jonathan Griffiths.
Yep.
Now, I know that you train in the gym and you've been training for quite some time, but talk us through, just a brief, I guess, rundown of your history in training and
Yeah.
how this sort of lifestyle has changed all that. Because you would have
Yeah.
trained in the whole bro science world, count your
Yeah.
calories, track your trim off the
Yeah.
fat off your chicken breast, that sort of thing.
I do not miss those days at all. Dry chicken breast,
Yeah.
white rice and broccoli. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. It's like the holy
tell me about
trinity
it.
of bodybuilding.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I was eating, yeah, I guess a very bro-like diet. And particularly when I used to be an ambassador and a mentor for an Australian bodybuilding supplement brand called
Mm,
Maxine's.
yep.
Which was great. It was a wonderful experience. But basically, their preps were competition preps,
Yep.
and I would do them alongside my mentees. So we were all doing it together and sort of, on the same bandwagon. So we knew how each other felt, and we kind of
Mm,
tracked the changes in our physique and stuff like that. And yeah, it got to the point where I was dieting down so hard that I was just so unwell. I had no fat
wow.
coming in, and just eating loads and loads of carbohydrates, loads and loads of oxalates. Like I was the oxalate gal, like
Mm,
so much sweet potato, all the nut butters, all the
mhm.
spinach, stuff like that.
Yep.
And at that time, I had no idea what an oxalate even was.
Yeah. No, who
But
knew?
I knew, yeah, I just knew I wasn't feeling that great. But originally the way that I came into weightlifting was in a response to getting sober. I've been
Right,
sober
okay.
for for 8 years now. My last drink was on Christmas Eve, I think 2015.
Wow.
Um, oh, thank you. It had to happen, believe me, or I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you or I'd be in prison. Um, so, uh, I stopped drinking, and I there was this void of nothing. The
Yeah.
nothingness was there, which kind of can happen in recovery. And I was about 6 months into sobriety at that stage, and just I
Mm,
felt like I was like, what am I doing? I have no goals. I was really starting to put on weight again because I was,
Mm,
eating, all the things that I shouldn't to try and, fill the void, as it were. And
mm,
I walked into my local supplement store and just happened to look at the wall, and there was a poster of the company I was just talking about that I ended up being an ambassador for, Maxine's, and they did a challenge. And there was this woman looked incredible on the poster. She was, um, just not hypermuscular, but fit and
mm.
toned and happy, and just like she was standing there like, I'm boss, I own this. And in that moment, seeing that poster, I was just like, I want that. I'm going to do
Yeah.
that. And
Mm.
so that day, I went home and I signed up for my first 12-week challenge.
Wow.
And yeah, and that really started my love affair with weightlifting and
Yeah.
bodybuilding. So I got my little home set up, and because I
Oh, train
just
at home.
yeah, I've
Mm.
largely trained at home. I love the gym, but I have
Yeah.
everything here that I
Yeah.
need. Which is great, and it's good because no one can take over your machine and sit there, on Insta
Ah, my
ticking
pet
away.
peeve.
Yeah, get out of the way. What's
Yeah.
being said? Yeah. So,
Mm.
and I'm. Some people love to train with a training partner. That's really
Yeah.
motivating, which I think is great. But I've always been a lone wolf. I've found it very hard. Oh, you are too?
Yeah,
Yeah,
me too.
yeah.
Yeah, I hate training with people. I'm the type of person that just, I need to have my space. And and honestly, like my thoughts when I go into the gym and I start training is totally
Yeah.
different. And so I don't
Yes.
like people to read my thoughts that are going on right now. And, it's just,
Yeah. Yeah. It's just been a very solitary thing. And I think it's as
yeah,
well, it was something that was just mine that no one could take from me. Like, this is my time.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, so I just, I've trained with PTs before, and I've loved that, and that's been
yeah,
fine. But
yeah,
you kind of just find your own groove and what works for you. And being a solitary, when I put the headphones in and the metal
yeah,
goes in or whatever I feel like listening to that day, it's game on and it's
yeah.
work. I'm not there to chat
Mm,
and
mm.
and
No,
and
no.
socialize. It's just like, I'm here to work, do the thing, get out and go and fuel. Um, so yeah, I started with home setup, and I kind of learnt, the basics, and
Mm,
sort of
mm.
got all those compound movements that you first learn down pat. And
Yeah,
the more I lifted and the more I saw my body composition change, and how I felt, it was like I was building up my own personal armor. And as
yeah.
someone that has felt largely out of control, and unsafe in her life, due to many reasons, it was like I was building body armor. It was
Mm,
protective for me. And it's
mm.
that, yeah, sure, you're feeling physically strong, but man, you flex the mind so much when
Yeah.
you're lifting. There's so much more, than just the physical act of, picking up a heavy thing.
Oh,
um
100%.
yeah,
100%.
yeah, it was
Mm,
really transformative for me. So, fast forward a whole bunch of years down the track, after doing this challenge that just completely sparked off this
mm.
love of weightlifting, I ended up, uh, being an ambassador and a mentor for that supplement
Mm.
brand, which blew my mind to see me standing up there like, hey, with a whole bunch of,
Yeah.
other people. I'm like, how did this happen? So yeah, that's been an amazing part of the journey. But unfortunately, the flip side of dieting down really heavily, to get hyper lean,
Mm.
to take the photos that you need to, and to enter into competition and things like that. It just, yeah, it ended up kind of
Mm.
backfiring on me, and my hormones were just completely trashed. And I didn't know just how badly I trashed them as well until I came into carnivore, because I
Right.
just, I had no idea what being properly hungry and properly full were.
Mm,
And
mm.
so when I first started carnivore, I was definitely under eating. And a pro tip, anyone that comes into carnivore, eat, eat, eat as much as your body asks you for. Don't sit there and get hung up on just like, no, I've had this
Yep,
portion of
yep.
meat before, so I must stick to this. It's like, throw all that out the window.
Yeah.
And
Now fill that
particularly if
plate
you
up.
fill the plate, please.
Yeah.
And particularly if you have a history of
Yeah.
restriction and crash
Yeah.
dieting, and all those different types of things, it's so important to really get nourished. So when I did start concertedly eating on carnivore, it was like my appetite just went mental, like
Mm.
insane. And I was like, how am I still fitting this into my body? I'm a 5'2" little pocket
Yeah.
rocket,
Yeah.
and sitting there, with a good, decent kilo of meat for one meal. And I
Yeah.
seriously thought there was something wrong with me. But there wasn't, and there isn't for
No,
any of
definitely
you
not.
that are
Yeah.
experiencing that. Yeah, yeah. And it's just like the body is like, you have robbed me of the materials to build this foundation for so long. Now you're giving them to me. Come on in, baby. It's just like, yeah, let the
Oh
nutrition
man.
flood in. So, yeah, yeah.
Before I get in with what I was going to say, I just want to acknowledge Aid Larson. A comment here. Greetings and superior metabolic health to all.
Hello,
Thank you.
Sir
Thank
Aid.
you. Hello. 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 Thank you. Thank you. Oh, and guys, if you have any questions or anything you would like to ask, please feel free to comment and let us know along. And I'll flick it through the screen here so that Alicia can see for herself as well.
Thank you.
What was the point I was going to have? Oh, performance wise, being
Yes.
pretty much zero carb.
Yep.
What's your experience been? Did you start off rocky, or did you just hit the ball rolling and full of energy and yeah.
Um, yeah, funnily enough, for the first week, which is weird because I was
Mm,
going through adaptation, I still felt really quite strong, even though I
mm,
was having a lot of stuff happening due to the fuel changeover, as it were. Um,
mm,
and then sort of in the couple of weeks after that, I noticed I was like, okay, feeling a little more fatigued, not seeing the pumps that I quite used to. And I was like, oh no, am I ever going to feel
mm.
those things again? Is
Yeah.
it going to come back? And your body just finds a way. Like,
Yeah.
and before, when I was lifting, eating a standard Australian diet, I had to have food in my body before I trained. Like, I had to.
Yes.
I would not.
Yeah.
I would go and almost throw up on a leg day from
Yeah.
eating, protein pancakes an hour and a half before, because you had to have the food in you.
Yep.
And to be able to train fasted, I was like, that's nuts and I'll never do it. And I
Yeah.
started doing it. And training on an empty stomach feels amazing. It's just, you are
100%.
laser focused. Your body gives you everything that you need. You've still got
Yeah.
fuel in the tank from the day before. It's like, wow, I never ever thought that would be a thing for me, but it's my preference now.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'm the same. I cannot train with anything in my stomach. And when
Mm,
I was eating, the sad diet, I was the pre-workout meals used to be the thing for me. Like I would just carb, like
yeah.
shoveling all the carbs in and try to get all that energy. Um,
Yeah.
what about the caffeine? Are you in the coffee or?
Shame. Yes.
Oh, yeah, don't worry.
Yeah.
I'm not taking any cards today. I'm no judgment.
Yeah.
I'm drinking the coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did cut it for a period of time and I felt really, really
Yeah.
good without it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just life happened and stress happened, and
Yeah.
she slips back in there. And look, truth be told, I absolutely love the taste of coffee.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
about it. I
Yeah.
love my coffee with cream, and I have it every single
Yeah.
morning. And at this point in time, I have no plans to cut it. I should probably cut it down, maybe
Yeah.
to a cup. And I think I actually really enjoy the ritual of just sitting there and in the morning and just taking the
Yeah.
time to have the coffee. So yeah, is it for everything? I don't know. Is
Hmm.
it a now thing? Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's a now thing. Oh, look,
Yeah.
if I train, like for me, it's a now thing. If I'm, gonna hit high intensity, if I'm gonna go to gym, I want to be at my peak. Like I want to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, coffee for me is that that one last thing I want to hold on to. And if it's for if it's for the gains, I'm willing to keep it in there.
Yeah. It's like, look,
Yeah,
I think keeping anything in the diet in line with your chosen path of carnivory, if it works for you, it works for you. If
100%.
it's not
Yeah.
causing you issues, if it's not negatively impacting your health, and it's something that's manageable in your life, go for it. Live your
Mm-hmm.
life. Be happy.
Yep. Yep. And aid. I have a cup of coffee once a week when I visit the neighbor with hardly any oxalates in coffee. If you're on a clean carnivore regime, then coffee is the last thing you need to ditch. It's the last thing that I need to ditch as well.
Same. Yeah, thanks for that, Aid. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
thanks, Aid. That makes me feel better. Hmm.
I think, we worry about the judgment of other people, but we're the harshest critics of what we choose
Yeah,
to do in life.
yeah.
So, you know what?
Mm,
Give yourself space, give yourself grace. Like I said, if there's no negative impact to you and it's something that you enjoy to do and it gives life a little
mm.
bit of variety and spice, I say why not?
Yeah, why not? And if it at the end of the day, it's not about the carnivore diet. It's about you as an individual. Like if you
Yeah.
have to, have a non-negotiable that you must have due to whatever
Mm,
reason you choose to. If it means you stick into a largely carnivorous diet, it's going to be better for you in the long term. So
yeah.
yeah, I love that. Love that message. Um, so I'm gonna take a different turn. If we've got no questions, I want to take a turn into this whole addiction uh
Yeah.
topic because I've struggled with carb addiction for
Yeah.
pretty much all of my life, and I obviously did not acknowledge it up until I did keto carnivore.
Mm.
When you get into carnivore, di- and with your experience, did you feel that the cravings just went away, or do you still have cravings?
Yeah, my cravings did just go away. Um, like that. And that was another mind-blowing aspect
Mm,
to know
mm.
that, like I said, I was a complete sugar addict and a complete carb
Mm.
addict. And seeing sugar constantly as a reward
Yeah,
and looking for that dopamine hit via the sugar. And also particularly, after say I'd been competing, I'd been, on a very strict diet,
yeah,
no sugar, no nothing. Like you're just crawling towards the finish line. And the thing that you're really crawling towards is once everything is done and dusted, you get that cheat
yeah,
meal. And yeah,
yeah.
it's not just a cheat meal, it's
Mm.
like a cheat year almost.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a bit
yeah.
extreme. But I have photos of some of the things that I would eat after, like basically it was just like a dog on a leash and it's broken.
Yeah,
I'm ravenous.
yeah.
Um, you know, hoeing into sugar covered donuts like a great white shark and doing things like getting a whole jar of Biscoff spread and packets of
Oh,
Biscoff biscuits and then dipping them in it and just eating the whole thing and just going, this is the best thing ever. But of course, the way I would feel after, like the kickback was so bad. I was just like,
oh,
oh,
yep.
this is so not
Mm-hmm.
worth it. And of course, your physique just goes insane. Your health is just like, oh, what have you done to me? Um, and it was that constant sort of putting these things up on a pedestal because I'd felt I'd deprived myself for so long that reinforced that deprivation reward system.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I was obsessed. I was obsessed with sugar and I didn't even realize it because, I was like, yeah, but I don't sit there just all the time, just, eating biscuits and stuff like that. But I was
Yeah.
constantly in the background chasing sugar and
Mm.
carbs. So yeah, the thing that really helped for me was getting my fat levels right on carnivore. That completely eradicated any cravings for me. And it's really interesting now, like now if I feel like something that's dessert, like if I treat
Yeah.
myself in a sense, and that's only every now and then, things like heavy cream taste sweet to
Yeah.
me now. And I love that. If I want that, I
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
do that. And I can make a carnivore cheesecake, say if I'm going to a celebration where I feel like I want to be able to, have a celebratory dessert with other people, but it doesn't have that same crazy pull that a treat would have, where you would just, as soon as the fork went into the cake or whatever, it's literally like you just could not stop. But
Mm,
now I'm just like, if I choose to have a portion of something that is a carnivore friendly dessert, I have the portion. I'm like, cool, and just don't even think about it. Like there's nothing tethered to that, and I don't feel tethered to that, which I love. So yeah.
that is awesome. That's amazing. And so it can be done, people. It really
Mhm.
can. Mm,
Can live your
it's
life without sugar and carbs
aid. No, here's what's important in life: health, family, freedom, integrity.
and
I
coffee.
agree.
Kidding.
And coffee? Definitely.
Cheers with my water, Aid. Yeah,
Cheers with my water too. My
water in a
uh,
wine glass. We fancy.
mm. Oh, well. All right. Aid, I found it easy to not have cravings because I identify sugar and carbs as poison and not for human consumption. Me too. Me too.
It's
But
really interesting when you reframe it. Mm.
mm, mm. Look, I'm gonna be very honest here. Like, and I've said this on my channel a lot, and it's probably because I'm, because of how long I've been a big sugar addict for. I have the opposite experience, Alicia, and I
Yeah.
still to this day I still have cravings. Definitely
Wow.
not as bad
Yep.
as I used to.
Yeah.
Um, but they seem to come, and I guess my mission and my goal, as I navigate through this, has been to
Mm.
find out what the triggers are. And
Yeah.
it can be stress, it can be, you know, um, something eventful that might have happened that day. I
Mm.
still can't pinpoint it, but I will crave the most stupidest things. Like I will walk past a bakery and I don't want the cake. I don't want the fancy croissants. I want something like a plain biscuit, like something really like if I was to crave something, I want to crave something really good, but I want the
Yeah. Nah.
yeah.
Arrowroot
And
biscuit, thanks. Yeah.
yeah, something like um like the other day I craved a scone. I'm like, can I just crave something else, like something
Wow.
cool? But no, anyways, like look, I just yeah, I found it I still find it difficult, but every
Mm.
day, every week, every month, I
Yep.
find a new strategy for me to, for me that works. And uh, the last, you know, so I've been carnivore for about 2 years and a couple of months,
Mm.
and I only really went off the rails last Christmas for, the month of December. And when I meant, off the rails, I was Monday to Friday I was carnivore. On the weekend I was I was pretty much,
Everything.
everything. I was standard Western diet.
Yeah.
And for that month I felt bad. I felt horrible.
Mm.
And January came, World Carnival Month. I thought,
Mm.
what better way to just, get back and restart and start getting back into things. It was hard,
Yeah.
and I felt deflated. I felt shit. Sorry, excuse my language. I felt
No,
deflated
not at all.
because, for 2 years I'd worked on myself to curb these cravings, but it was that first week into January, I was craving sugar.
Yeah.
Mm,
It's
mm,
an extremely addictive substance, and
yeah,
there's people don't realize there's years and years of conditioning and wiring there that you really have to work
mm,
through. And some people, you know what, you'll go on carnivore within days, you just don't care about sugar. But there are people like yourself that are years down the track that it's still a
yeah,
struggle and it's a work in progress. So be
yeah,
really gentle with yourself. It sounds like that you're really figuring out where the triggers are, connecting the
yeah,
threads there. And the
yeah.
fact that you keep committing to your health, that's a beautiful thing, and
Mm.
that needs to be celebrated.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Um, and you know what? Like, and I just mentioned it was Monday to Friday carnivore. A lot of people will say, well, that's still a good thing, and that's a lot better than you probably were eating before. But
Yeah.
because I'd committed for so long, for 2 years, I thought, wow, the weekends were, I'll just give it a go, just to see, how my body would react. but I
Yeah.
was right back into it. Like it was crazy.
Yeah.
And I thought, I could actually get myself back on track, quite easily, but it took a couple of weeks. And actually right now, it took a while for me to actually seek for help, and
Yeah.
to see if I could, you know, cut back on my weight, because I'd put on about 3 kilos. I reached out to
Mm,
Jonathan because I'm like, man, I need help. I need
yeah.
help. Like, I don't feel any other symptoms, but I can see my weight, you know, increasing. And although it's only 3 kilos, I was scared to go back into that that zone where I would just keep putting on
Yeah.
weight. So I did, and it was a humbling thing for me, because I thought I had already done carnivore in the past, and it's just easy, go back to eating
Mm,
meat. But no, I had to actually commit to seeking out assistance, which was a hard
yeah.
thing. Mm,
Yeah. And
mm.
it takes a lot for you to get real with yourself in those moments and realize that perhaps maybe you can't do it alone,
Yeah.
and it's okay to seek connection and support. And that's why there's an amazing myriad of coaches like Jonathan, like
Mm.
Jerome, and me in 6 months, that are there to
Oh,
help,
yes. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And I think you did an amazing thing for yourself by just going, nah, I can't do it alone, and
yeah.
that takes a lot of courage. So I hear you're absolutely smashing it. So congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Hearing f Oh,
Yeah.
did Jonathan tell you?
Hmm. Yeah.
Oh, Jonathan. Oh, look,
Yeah.
I'm when I have my mindset on some, and I think, that's probably my, that's motivation for me, because, if I've got someone in my ear telling me that I'm doing well, and at the same
Mm.
time pretty much trying to kill me at the same time. I messaged them today. I messaged them. I actually messaged them saying, this is probably the first time in my whole, gym career that someone's actually made me cry. Like,
Yeah.
these workouts are intense.
Yeah. Have they got you on high intensity training?
Oh, dude, yes, they do. Yeah. So
Uh,
I've been a power lifter for my pretty much all of my 20s. I'm 30
yeah.
now. And so I'm used to 1 rep maxes. Like three
Yeah.
three 3 reps, that's hypertrophy for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I'm used to lifting very heavy. Now, um, it's a whole different thing. I can talk about it, and it will,
Oh, I'm sure that's
go
a
on and on,
whole
but
separate live
yeah,
stream that might be interesting
yeah,
for a bunch of
yeah,
us to do. But yeah, it's such a game changer.
it is,
And
man.
coming from standard lifting and then trying that was just like, what is this?
Uh, yeah,
But it's amazing, and I'm so glad that you're seeing the benefits of that.
I definitely am. And sorry, I've got AIDS coming here. Guess what? I bought a carnivore t-shirt from when I get to wear it at a housewarming party. All the looks you're gonna get.
I
Giving the guy
love that you're going to turn up with tallow soap and bone broth as a gift. Can
that's
you turn
awesome.
up to my house with that, please? I'm not
Yeah,
having
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
housewarming. Just turn up.
Just turn up with a tallow soap.
Come.
Ooh, tallow soap. I actually do want to get into tallow soap. That's something I wanna.
I'm curious
Mm,
for
mm,
carnivore friendly beauty and skincare
yeah.
products. I've never actually tried any, so that's something that I should really look into. Yeah,
Mm,
give it a
mm,
go.
100%. Mm. How are you with time, by the way? You're all good?
I'm good. I'm good. We'll wrap up when you're ready to go. When you got to head off to work.
I gotta head off to work, yeah, in about an hour and a half, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm taking my time. I'm enjoying this. Other questions I've got.
Well, I have a question for you. What made
Mm,
you first come to carnivore?
desperation. I was desperate, man. So, I like to cut a story down really short. I, I I'm 30 right now, and pretty much all throughout my 20s, I had a lot of cardiovascular disease symptoms,
Mm,
and and uh, and because of my supposed family history of males within my family having heart attacks at a young age and whatnot, I was told the standard thing: lower your cholesterol, eat a low fat diet, go to the gym, eat less, move more, blah, blah, blah. So I did all that, but none of that shit worked. Sorry, my language. None of that
I love
worked.
it. I love it. Bring it on.
um, and I just grew frustrated, and it made me, um, just I just wanted to keep, and my background, I'm a registered nurse,
Yeah.
so I have a little bit of knowledge about physiology and health and whatnot, and so I use that to my advantage. I went into a deep dive and landed in this thing called inflammation, but I went the wrong way and went the sort of plant-based way because that was the way to lower inflammation.
Yeah.
But that made my health more shit. I started getting, more pain. I
Mm.
put more weight on and it got to a point where I was really having these symptoms like nearly every week.
Mm.
And I had this thing in my mind telling me, you know, once you turn 30, your life is going to go downhill because, you don't I don't know why that someone told me that, and you just had to, work on yourself and
Mm.
get yourself, fit and healthy at 30 because it's just gonna, health problems is gonna start kicking in.
Mm.
I was going downhill and I was hitting 30 and I thought, God, um, I don't know what to do. And then someone told me about low carb and I thought, nah, it's crazy. It's crazy because you need carbs to survive.
You
Every
need
nurse knows that.
carbohydrates.
You need carbs. If someone's low on blood sugar, you need to, yeah, feed your brain with
Yeah.
with all these carbohydrates. But anyways, yeah, I just took it on the chin and I thought I've tried everything. Let's go
Mm.
with this keto business and oh wow, I was losing weight.
Yeah.
And oh wow, I have energy. Oh wow, I thought, my whole life it was normal to have 3 to 4 poos a day and I was feeling great. Like at first it was it was
Mm.
it was scary. Look, I won't lie. My first, few weeks on keto carnivore, and I'm sorry, this might be TMI, but
No, go for
it'd
it.
be 2 to 3 days I wouldn't have any movement. And I'd be
Yeah.
scared shitless. Like
Oh yeah. Something's wrong. Abort. Abort.
something's
Yeah.
wrong. But I'd feel no pain or discomfort.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, all these things, it just you know, it just felt right.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, like you, I was and that was sort of when I was keto, and then the carnivore thing popped up in the algorithms, and I thought, what the hell? This is gonna get even more
What is
crazier.
this? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, but it did make sense, and then the minute I thought, let's go carnivore, right? This day I'm gonna commit to carnivore. I started thinking about the foods that I was already eating, and I'm like, hang on, I'm already eating a carnivore diet. I'm only eating blueberries. Um, what was I drinking? Miso soup, and
Mm.
it was something else. And it was I couldn't count more than 10 things that weren't
Yeah.
carnivore. So I'm like, I've been doing a carnivore diet anyway.
Mm.
Anyways, that's condensing everything down to a
I love
nutshell.
that. And I was going to
Mm.
ask as well, Joff, was it hard for you to share your carnivory with your colleagues, considering your work profession? Did you do you share it? Did you cop a lot of flack?
I do, I do.
Yeah.
I copped a lot of flack,
Mm. Yeah.
and I think the longer I became more confident about this way of eating,
Mm.
the less I gave a shit about what people said, and people would say
100%.
some pretty nasty stuff,
Yeah.
um, and people will try and steer you away from it. So obviously, you get a lot of compliments, and people are telling you doing the right thing.
Mm.
Um, but oh my gosh, think about your arteries. Think about cancer, all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I do. It was difficult to come out at first and start telling people that I don't eat vegetables and fruits and carbs.
Yep.
But yeah, it yeah, as I said, I just stopped caring at the end of the day.
And you have to. The only person it should matter to is you. You know
Mm.
what works for you. You're reaping the benefits. Are you
Mm,
happy? Are
mm.
you healthy? Great.
Yeah, yeah. I
Mm.
got more flack from the sort of fitness space and the
Right.
gym world. Yeah, like
Yep.
with my professional life in hospitals and with health professionals, they were actually quite positive, but the
Mm.
gym bros and the gym girls were they were brutal.
Weren't having it.
No, no, they were not. Yeah.
Yeah.
What have we got here from Aid? Why am I allowed to buy 1 kilo of sugar without restriction, but I can't buy a kilo of cocaine? Sugar is more addictive.
Settle
Yes.
down, Scarface. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Why
Yeah,
not?
it's
Yeah.
true.
Why is
It's
it legal
true.
to have sugar? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I agree. How about you? Actually, that's a question I wanted to ask you because you're studying to become a nutritionist.
Yeah.
Um, did you actually did you do that prior to? Did you start prior to doing carnivore, or did you? No.
No. Yeah. So I started studying with a university that I thought was the right fit for me. And unfortunately, inside that institution, they
Mhm.
were completely rigid, and we were
Mm.
told the Australian Healthy Plate. And if you've seen the Australian Healthy Plate, you'll know how
Yep.
incredibly wrong that is.
Yep.
Basically, you are only to tell your clients to eat that, and that is it.
Mm.
And that combined with content that I just could not resonate with, inept lecturers, I was like, I am
Mm.
not staying here. So I left, and I'm now with an institution that is incredible. I've
Oh, good. Good.
never seen a place where they just embrace the spectrum of humanity. They understand low carb, they understand keto, carnivore,
Yep.
intermittent fasting, all the different types of protocols that a human being could possibly bring into your office as a clinical nutritionist. They get it. They get that there's not one size
Wow.
that fits all because the government says so. I really respect that. And the first thing I did when I got, my curriculum and I was looking through things, I went straight down to the nutrition stuff and I was like, right, and
Yeah,
clicked
yeah.
on the assignments. I was like, oh, thank gosh. Yes.
You found
Because I
one.
felt like, yeah, I could actually be myself and I didn't have to hide
Mm.
and just box tick. It's not that I'm there at this institution to rattle cages and be like,
Yeah.
oh, I do this and this is
Yeah,
fit
yeah.
from the norm. I'm not interested in that. I'm
Yeah.
I'm a carnivore for me. But I really respect that understanding. And I think that's so
Interesting.
important, in any kind of uh health and fitness or even healthcare profession, is understanding that spectrum of human needs. And
Mm.
you're not just going to be able to fit them into this box. And yeah, so I'm absolutely loving it. I've just gained, we have to do work placement. I feel like I'm
Oh,
back at
cool.
school in my 40s.
Yeah.
We have to do work placement. So it looks like I've just secured that with a female trainer, which I'm really excited about. She's got loads of knowledge.
Oh,
So
that's
being
so
under her tutelage and just absorbing stuff
mm.
like a sponge, I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
So that's really exciting and really fulfilling. So as much as I've
Mm.
enjoyed my 20 plus year retail career, there's more than that for me. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to coming out with that diploma and doing the thing that really nourishes me.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. Hey, after this, I might actually ask you about the institute or whatever
Oh
tertiary
yeah, for
provider.
sure.
Yeah, definitely. Because I'm
Yeah.
studying right now to be a health coach.
Great.
Stepping away from. I mean, I'm still a nurse, but
Yeah.
adding this to my sort of accolade. But I was actually
Good
looking at
on you.
studying to become a. Thank you. Yeah, the nutritionist pathway. But like you said, there's you look at some of the curriculum and some of the things that these major universities, like a lot of the big universities, offer, and you think, yeah, I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to chuckle while you were talking. Australian healthy plate, throw away the food and eat the plate.
I would rather do that, Abe. Literally.
Pretty much. Yeah. Oh man. All right. Well, hey, look, we've reached the hour mark.
We
I think I
have.
probably should get ready to go to work.
Yeah, responsibilities there.
Yeah, responsibilities. That's it. But you know what? It's been lovely to chat with you. You've got an amazing story, and I think people should go and follow you on YouTube. You've got amazing content. If you don't mind just sharing your YouTube handle and where people can find you, and also sorry, you haven't finished your nutritionist course yet, have you?
No,
like
not yet. I'm 6
can't go
months
there.
away.
Yeah.
I would love to sprint myself up about that, but in 6 months,
Yeah.
if any of you would like a consult, I've been very transparent about this from the beginning, and I have issues with people that perhaps neglect their duty of care and go on to consult in exchange for money in the health space when
100%.
they're not qualified and they don't have the knowledge behind them. And it would be remiss of me to ever offer those services. I've had people reach out via emails. I just shoot them on to the coaches that I know because I want them to be taken care of. And that's the whole point. It's like in healthcare, you need those credentials under your belt to be able to do your job to the best of your professional ability and make sure that your clients are safe. So but I am at the Baroness of Beef. I don't do Insta yet. Watch this space. I'm thinking about it. I don't know why I'm freaked out by Insta.
You'll get there. You'll get there.
Yeah, I will. You'll never see me dancing up a storm on TikTok. I think the YouTube Shorts kind of fulfill my little TikTok-y one. So I'll just keep it there. But if you haven't come over to the channel, I would love to have you there. Please come over, see the content, and if you feel like it, hit subscribe.
Definitely. All right. Well, thank you again for your time, Alicia.
My pleasure. Thank you,
definitely would love to do this again if you're willing.
100%.
At some stage.
Yeah.
Oh, yay. I'll acknowledge Aid's last comments here. 7 days without beef makes 1 week. I like that one. Put it on a shirt.
Yes. The welfare of the people comes first. 100%, Aid. 100%. Yeah.
And that's a good way to cap it off. So, guys, thank you again. Guys and girls, please subscribe to the Baroness of Beef. Pointing here somewhere. There you go. Yep. And subscribe to my channel too if you haven't.
Please do.
And I will see you guys next week. Have I got a live stream next week? I'm trying to do these weekly, but I don't know if I got one lined up. Maybe. We'll see. So we'll see you guys next time. Ciao. All right. Ooh, how do I...